Hello everyone, this is King Vector once again on your screen. I welcome you to this first edition of Graphic Design Masterclass. So in today's video, I'll be teaching you step by step on how you can navigate your way through PIXELLAB and its peculiar features and tools. So stick with your screen as you would be learning a lot in this video. So this marks the introduction of your design journey. So as I normally do it, let's head straight to our PIXELLAB. Okay. When you go to your PIXELLAB, this is the first interface you'd come across. Like I said, it is called Introduction to PIXELLAB. So before you advance or further or go further in your design, you need to master or understand the interface or the workings of PIXELLAB and its peculiar tools. Now, when you go to your PIXELLAB, the first thing you come across is your canvas size or your canvas space and the PIXELLAB tools. So here, if you look at this place, this center icon, that the background is this center surface, that the background is green in color, is called the canvas size or the canvas space. And here at the top, the tools here, the icons here, are called the PIXELLAB tools that normally enable you to execute one or two tasks on this working space. I call it the working space. So without a waste of time, let's head straight to work. Now, like I said, this is what your default background, this is your background. Now, we are going to be taking this one after the other step by step. Now, the first icon here is the plus icon. Can you see this? The plus icon. Now, once you tap it, you see options here. It gives you a list of options ranging from text, current date, sticker, shapes, from gallery, and draw. Can you see this? Okay, sorry. Now, assuming you want to write, you need a write-up. You need a write-up. You need a write-up. You want to write a statement here. You can just come here. Then you click text. For writing, you click text. Then it displays two options. We have a pen and delete. Now you tap the pen. It displays other options again. You tap here. You erase it. Then you write whatever you want to write. Let's say the boy is going home. Now you will click OK to effect it. Now, before you effect it, if you want the text to be in capital letter, you can just press here. Can you see it changes to capital letter? If you want to be in small letter, you press here. It changes to small letter automatically. Then you press OK. Now, can you see this? The boy is going home. Now, you can still do something on the text. You just tap it. Then you still come to this plus icon again. Or you can still come here. Then here is for copy, to copy your text. Can you see this? You can still click anyone, you come here. Then we have to front to back, centralize. We'll come back to this ones later. Okay, going further. Now, here is to save as project and save as image. Now, assuming you are done with your work and you want to save, assuming you are done with your work and you want to save, you can just tap here. Then you save as, there are two ways of saving. Then at first you save as project. Once you save as project, it appears in your collection of project work. Now, once you save as project, you save it, instantly it appears here, my project. Once you tap this place, you can see. Can you see this? Once you save it as project, it appears in your collection of work archived in this project. Then so that anytime you want to make adjustment or you want to edit something, you just tap it. Then you tap it. You can see, are you sure you want to open the project? Any progress will be lost? Yes, okay. You can see, you can still recover it. It's permanently saved there in as much as saved as project. The next thing is to save as what? As an image. Now, the only way you can save as an image is when we are done designing and you want to what? Apply the editing tool, such as Snapseed, Lightroom, and PIXELLAB that you would be introduced to as this class progresses further. Then you just come here. It should be at Ultra. Then you press Save to Gallery. It gets saved to your gallery. Okay. Now, Apart from that, before we still progress further in our tutorial, now if you once you click here, you are still working on the test. If you look at this A down here, the same function applies to the function of this plus icon at the top. Once you click A, it's still for test. All these features, all these outlines are meant for test, are meant for write up. For example, look at edit, you can see to write again. Assuming you don't want to make it on the plus icon, you can actually use that one. Okay, let's delete this. Now, assuming you want to write a statement. Assuming you want to write a statement, you can just click this A. Now this A has or performs the same functions as this plus icon. You click this A, then you see test and quote. You click test, you can see new test. You edit. If you don't want to press here, you click edit. Can you see this? Then you press OK. Can you see this? Can you see this? Now, before you work on test again, you tap it, then the features displays. The features display. Now, it's either you use this icon here or this one here to edit it. Then you can actually copy to duplicate it. Copy to duplicate it. Then you can this delete icon to delete anyone. For this to front and to back, we'll look into it as we progress further in our class. Now, this is our position icon. Now, this position icon is for movement. Now, this slider here is to increase the velocity of the speed, either very fast, either fast or slow. Assuming it's positioned in the middle, I say use this icon here, the downward icon to move it downward, upward, to the right, to the left. Now, here, this slider is to increase the speed. If you move the slider to the left, to the extreme end on the right side, it makes it faster. Can you see this? So it makes it slower. Can you see this? Can you see this? Then you click your check mark. Okay. That's for position. That's for positioning. Then we have relative position. Now, relative position is to position a statement in the middle or at the center. Relative position. Now, if you look at this, both of these icons work together is to position any object or any item or any write-ups at the center. Now this is to move it to the right, downward right, to the left, upward left. Can you see this? To the middle, to move to the middle, to the middle. Can you see this? To the right, downward right, to the upward. Can you see this? Can you see this? Depending on what you want. Now, if you look at the size, to increase the size of a write-up, maybe you actually write a particular statement and it looks small. Can just come to your size, that has double T, capital letter T, and small letter T. Then you increase the size. Can you see this? Increase the size, reduce the size, increase it, reduce it, increase it, reduce it, depending on what you want. Depending on what you want. Then, having done that, the next item as part of the feature is padding. Now, the function of padding is to expand any lost word. Can you see this? Now, assuming you write a statement. Can you see this? And the statement after applying font. So in our next video, I'll be teaching you step on how you can actually apply font or install font from PIXElLAB to your PIXElLAB. Now, assuming you apply font, then your text appears this way. You can see the TH are lost. TH, I wanted to write the method of data collection. Now, the TH are not visible. Now, you can't leave it this way. This is what you do. If you experience something like this, if this is your situation currently, now what you do is that you just come to, there's no need for you to panic. You just come to padding. Then you come to left padding. Can you see this? It brings it out. Can you see this? Can you see this? It brings it out. Now, assuming what you get is something like this. Here is cut out. So you just tap it, you come to padding, left, right padding, you bring it out. Can you see it? Can you see this? Can you see the magic? Now, the only way you make use of padding is when you apply fonts to a particular text and the effect is something like this, is something like this. So there's nothing for you to panic or get worried. Then you just come to padding, then you increase it. Can you see this? Then you also want to increase it to give you your desired result. Okay. Now next step is color. Okay, before we move to color, we can actually work on the color of the background. You can work on the color of the background. Now, if you don't like the color of this background, you can come here, look at this icon here, you tap it. So it displays some other features. Then you tap color. Can you see this? Now, when you tap color, it takes you to the color. We have the color and the gradient. Now, these colors here, they are default colors. Now, they simply means that they are colors that came along with the app PIXELLAB. There are colors created alongside the app, so that means you can pick any varieties of color you need here. But in case this list of colors don't suit you, you can actually create your own color, which you'll be learning as we progress further in this class. Now, before you apply color, don't forget you apply color to the background, not to the text. You are applying color to the background. You want to change the color of the background, not changing the color of the text. Now you click here. This feature is meant particularly for the background. Then you click here, then you come to color. You can just pick one, then you can change to red. Can you see this? Transparent, black. Can you see this? Depending on the color you want, depending on the color you want, depending on the color you want, depending on the color you want. Can you see this? Can you see this? Depending on the color you want, depending on the color you want, depending on the color you want. Can you see this? Okay, let's make use of blue. Okay, still okay. Let's make use of blue. Now, let's work on the right top. Like I say, you tap it, then you come to your A. Can you see this? Can you see this? Okay. Then let's come to color. You can see the text itself has its own color feature that is different from the color of the background. Now, if you come here, you are working on the background and anything affected will not affect the text. It affects the background. Now, since you're working on the text, you tap the text, come to A, click on color. Then let's assume you want to add color to the text. You can just add this. You can see change the color of the text, change the color of the text, change the color of the text. Can you see this? Change the color of the text, change the color of the text. Can you see this? Change the color of the text, change the color of the text, and change the color of the text. Maybe you want to make use of gradient color. You want to apply more than one color. You want to apply more than one color. Maybe you want to apply red. Let's say red and green to this right top, the method of data collection. Okay, you come to gradient. Can you see this? You come to gradient. You click on this plus icon. Once you come to gradient, it shows you another list of default colors. Now, the list of default colors in gradient are different from the list of different colors in the color section entirely. But though both of them are still under the color menu. Now we have color and gradient. Now, assuming you want to, when you want to apply one color in particular, you just apply, you come to color, just tap it. So the color of the text is always in uniformity once you are in color section. But in gradient, you can apply more than one color. In gradient, you can apply more than one color to a particular text. Now, how do you effect that? You come to, after coming to gradient, then you come to plus icon. You see something like this. You come across this interface. Now you see a long line from up to down. Now, the long line is to control the effects of the color. Now, how do you want the color to be applied? How visible do you want the color to look? Now, if you look at this square at the top, it tells you or gives you the direction. How do you want the color to be directed to on the text as regards the text? Can you see this? Can you see this? Can you see this? Okay. Now let's work on this. Now since we are working on the text, let's pick a color. Now if you look at this side, signifies here, signifies this spot here. You can see here looks darker than the space at the top. Now here signifies for this. Can you see this? You can see, look at it, you can actually use this. Can you see this? Can you see the color here in this small icon? So it's similar to the light color here. Now here is dark, here also is dark. Now you can actually change it. You can actually change the direction depending on what you want. You can change the direction. You can change direction. Now, assuming you want to add color. Now, since this is this and this is this, now you just tap here, come to this color. Can you see this? You see a colorway. You see a colorway. Can move. Now let's add green. Let's change the first one to green. Just this is the icon. You control it. Change it to green. Can you see this? Then here is to make it light, is to make it transparent. Here is to make it lighter. Here is to make it darker. Can you see this? Here is to make it transparent completely. Now let me show you some trick. Now you just come here. Maybe you can just work on it depending on the quality of color you need. Then you tap OK. You can see now this side entirely that we worked on has changed to green. Now let's work on the top side. You come here. Then still come to color. Can you see this? Then let's pick red. Can you see this? Then you can just make adjustment. Then type your OK. You can see you have gotten two colors. Then you press your OK. Can you see this? Now let's change the background to white. Let's see. Can you see it's red and green? Can you see here? Sorry. It has given us what? Red and what? And green. I see it has given, we just added what? Two colors. Yeah, two different colors to the right top. Two different colors to the right top. Okay. Now you come to texture. Now the essence of texture is to add color or maybe effect to a right top or to an image. Now how it works is that you just tap on texture, texture selected, then it will take you to your gallery. Then you can just add texture, possibly. Okay, let me add this texture. You just crop it. Can you see this? You can see. So the color of that ebook has been applied to a text. So that's the work of. So that's the work of texture. Then opacity. Okay, let's change the background. Let's maintain red. Let's delete this. Now, let's move to opacity. Now, if you look at opacity, please do not forget we are still working on the text. Opacity is to reduce or increase the visibility of any item. Opacity is to reduce or increase the visibility of any item. Just reduce opacity like this. Can you see this? Addition sign is to increase it. Subtraction is to reduce. You can see addition is called opacity to reduce the visibility. To either increase or reduce the visibility of the text. For this, we'll still work on it. We'll come to it later. Can you see this? Then rotate to rotate your text depending on what you want. Can you see this? Okay, mask. You learn this as we move further in our class. Then font to add, just like handwriting, to add effect to it. The type of how you want, just let me use the word handwriting. Yeah. How you want your write-up to appear. Is it stylishly or bold? Can you see this? Let's reduce it. Let's go to size. Can you see this? Can you see this? That is for font. You can pick any font, just like handwriting. I would liken font to handwriting. You can see it begins to change. Please, in my subsequent videos, I'll be teaching you how to install font, how to install this font, how to install font from Canva to PIXELLAB. Can you see this? Can you see this? Can you see this? Is a stylish font, depending on the write-up you need. Can you see this? Okay. Okay. Now the next item is the font. Now the font. Now font simply means handwriting. Let me use the word handwriting. It simply means the handwriting, the type of handwriting you want your write-up to appear as or to look like. Now when you come to font, you see font, my font, and recent. Now font simply means default font, the default handwriting that came along with the PIXELLAB. So my font simply means the font you actually downloaded and installed. Because if you want to depend on this font, it might not actually give you your desired outlook, and the fonts are limited. I say they are limited. So you need extra font to give yourself a beautiful work. Can you see this? To give yourself a beautiful. So this font, this list of font came alongside the PIXELLAB. Can you see this? Now let's go to font again. Then my font. So these are the list of fonts I downloaded. So all these fonts are fonts I normally used in my design. They are fonts I normally use in my design. They are fonts I normally use in my design. Can you see this? Once you apply it, can you see this? Can you see there are different kinds of fonts I normally use in my design. Now once you apply there, you come recent simply means the font just any font you make use of instantly it appears in the recent section. So possibly you don't need to go to font and search for it. You just come to recent, then you can see the font I made use of a while ago. It has appeared here. Then I can just tap it, then it's affected. Then we have bold. Now to bold your work, to make it bolder, to look bolder. Can you see this? Then assuming you want to reverse it, you can just press the star, it goes back. Can you see? To bold your work, to make it slant, to underline your work. Can you see? You can just press it to go back, or you can see bold, or possibly if you don't want to press it, you can press here. Can you see this? And see bold it, press here to reverse it, to slant it, press it to reverse it, to underline it, press it to go back. Can you see this? Or you can use it to control depending on what you want. You can come here, bold it, only this one gets bold. This one gets underlined. You can still go back depending on what you want. Only that one is slanted, go back depending on what you want. Then curve here is to curve it. Can you see this? To curve it, 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 depending on what you want. Now background, to add background to it, to add background to your text. Can you see this? To add background to your text. Then left padding to extend it, to extend the background. Right padding to extend to the right. Then top padding to, can you see this? Something like this. You can see to add background to your text. To add background to your text. Okay, let's go back. Then background, can just deactivate it. Then we have align. Now we have the center align, the left align, and the right align. Okay, let me show you. Because we have something like this. Okay, let's delete this. Test. Okay. My name is John Okafor. Can you see this? Then okay, let's apply this align to it. You can see it's on the left. When you press center alignment, it makes the sentence or the statement to be centralized. Can you see it to be centralized? Can you see right left alignment, everything is on the left. Right alignment, everything goes to the right. Center alignment, everything, the text is centralized. Then we have spacing. To add space to it, you can see to space it. Assuming you have something like this, assuming they are choked up, you have something like this. So you can just come to spacing. You have letters and words. So that means once you space letters, each word gets spaced. Can you see adding space to each alphabet? Can you see it? Can you see it? But once you're dealing with words, each word gets spaced. Each word gets spaced. Can you see this? Can you see this? Can come to letter, then each letter is moving, each letter is moving, each letter is expanding, is separating, each letter is separating. When it comes to words, each word separates from themselves. Can you see this? Can you see this? Then we have stroke, to have stroke to it. Then we have inner shadow, to have shadow to it, depending on what you want. Even shadow itself, to add shadow to it to make it look real. Then we have emboss. We'll still work on this as we progress. We have 3D rotate. Okay, work on the 2D test. Okay, reflection, to add reflection to it, so I can reflect. So what you're like adding shadow, a reflective shadow to your test. Okay, now let's do right. Basic color. Okay, let's work on this. Now, assuming we want to effect color to it, let's come to color. Then let's work on gradient. Let's add more than one color to it. Then you come to this plus icon. Then if you look at here, like I say, here signifies what? The up line, yeah, the arrow at the latter part and the arrow at the top. Can you see this? Now, this first one, because if you look at, you consider the color, how thick or light the color is in the box or in the square. Now, if you look at the color in the square or in the box, it signifies this, the color at the latter part. Now, this light white, the color at the top. Now, I can actually change them depending on what you want. They can be changed depending on what you want. So like I said, using gradient, it enables you to add more than 2 colors, 3 colors, 4 colors, 5 colors. Can you see this? Can you see this? Now, as we know, now this signifies what this because it has been changed. Look at this. The transparent part segment of this square is reflecting here. So that means any color you add to this place, it affects only this place from here to here. But this dark part affects from here to here. Can you see this? Now here is to change the position. Is to change the position. Change what the position, the direction. As we leave it this way. So that means here signifies this. Here signifies this. It can also be changed. You can change the direction depending on what you want. Look at something like this. Can you see this? Here signifies all this part. Here, you can see here is transparent. You can also change it depending on what you want. You can see, you can bring it closer. Can you see this? So that means from here, here signifies this. Here, it also signifies this. Like I see, you can do the same thing to this one. Can you see? All these dark parts signifies this. Now, once you add color to this, let's try it out. Let's add red. You can see only this part is affected. Now we can actually add color to this place. You come here again, tap here. Let's make it blue. Can you see this? Tap on. Can you see this? Can you see this? Depending on what you want. Can you see this? Depending on what red and blue, depending on what you want. Color, depending on what you want, depending on what you want. Can you see? Can you extend the blue? Can you see this? Depending on what you want, depending on what you want. Okay. Then I'll press it to reduce it. To reduce it. Can you see this? Size, to increase the size and reduce it. Now this one is for shape. Okay, wood. This one is the default background. Assuming you need a background. Now here, can you see this? Default background, default background, default background, default background. These are default background. So it depends on what you want. Though I barely make use of this background, I import my own background. Okay, now the next item is this, my project. Can you see this? My project simply means collection of your work saved as archived. Collection of your work saved as archive. Now, once you, assuming you are working on a particular project, let's say, sorry, can work on this. Let's say we are working on this. Now you are done designing this. When you just save it, you press here, you save as project first, so it can be collected, can be documented. Now once you save as project and you come in my project, it appears here, so it's already saved. In case you want to edit or do any minor adjustment, you can just come to your project, then you tap it. It shows the present one will be deleted to give way for the former one. You press it. Can you see this? Can you see this? Can you see this? Okay, now here, now assuming, let's copy this. Okay, sorry, let's copy this. Copy, copy, copy. Now if you look at this icon here, it normally, once you tap it, it brings you all the items you are working on, arranged according to how they were imported, according to how they were prioritized. Now assuming you, okay, let's just assume, let's just delete this. Let's delete this. Now you can see, now once you tap here, only this one appears because this is the only one we are working with. Now once you duplicate it and you type it, it appears again. You can see whatever you are working with, or whatever you are working on, it appears here instantly. It appears, it appears, it appears, and everything is arranged in sequence. Everything is arranged in sequence. Can you see this? It appears. Everything is always arranged in sequence. Everything is always arranged in sequence. Everything is arranged in sequence. Can you duplicate? It appears again. Can you see this? So this is how it works. This is how it works. Can just, sorry, I just delete, I mean, delete, 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 and delete. Okay, now having done that, next step is look at these three dots on the left side, on the right side of your phone. Once you tap it, it shows a list of features such as use image from gallery full screen, use image from camera, export image size, contact. Okay, now so we want to change the size, the canvas size of this place. You want to change the canvas size, so you come here, you come to image size, you see width and height. Depending on the size you want to design, you can see it gets changed depending on what you want to design. Depending on what you want to design, let's work with 1200. Can I see this? Can I see? It's either you increase or expand it in size, or you decrease. You come to image size as well. 580. Can I see this? Depending on what you want. 1280 by 1280. Depending on what you want. Now, let's assume you saw a particular flyer and you want to replicate, or you don't know the exact size of that flyer, you want to replicate it. So you can change the canvas size or the canvas space to fit the size of that flyer you want to replicate. So you just come here, can you see this? Then you scroll to the left, you see from gallery, you tap it, can you see this? Then you locate where that flyer is. You locate where that, okay, let's just assume this is a flyer. Let's assume this is a flyer. Just tap it. Okay, sorry. Go to default. Then you click here from gallery. Then you just locate the flyer. Let's say this is a flyer. You just tap it. Can you see this? Okay, this is not a flyer. Can you see this? Then you go back. Come here again. Okay, let's locate on that flyer. You want to know the exact size of the flyer, so how you replicate it. Then, okay, let's pick a flyer. Let's pick this. Can you see this? Then you can just come here. Let's check the size. 9891280. 9891280. So that's the size. Assuming you want to know the exact size of a particular flyer again, a second flyer, you just come here, go to from gallery, from Ghana. Let's use another flyer. Can just click here. Let's check the size. 9331280. So this is another method of knowing how to accurately size a flyer design on PIXElLAB. So as more will be disclosed and revealed to you as we progress further in this our class. Apart from that, I'll also be teaching you how to install fonts from Canva to your PIXElLAB, how to blend image to the background, and lot more. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.